Today we are making a grandfather clock gift box using new products from Pixi Dust Designs. Let's get into it right now. I'm going to be using the grandfather clock die set. There's the two die sets. I'm also using the Valentine add-on set and the My Valentine's pattern paper. So for the base of the box, you're going to need to cut two of the bigger pieces from the grandfather clock set. I've already cut all my pieces out. You need four of these pieces right here, and you're going to score and fold on the score lines that the die creates. And we are going to, I'm using a little bit of tearing tape to put these on, along with a little liquid glue. There's etched lines in the base of the box that shows you where these line up. Don't do like I'm doing right now. They actually do need to go over a little bit more. And I realized this after I got this stuck on. I needed to move it over slightly. So kind of center this, center it on the etched lines. You can see there on the craft cardstock where the lines are. This is where I have to pull it off and move it over a little bit. I left this in to be transparent with y'all. That even I forget. I've put this together three times already, or four, and I still forget every time that I need to center it. All right, we're gonna do the edge and create our mitered corners. And it actually creates the outline, the I don't know what you call this on a grandfather clock, but it's the separation pieces, I guess. So I'm just putting those on. I'm going to just hit my finger in there to get that adhered. And I'm going to go ahead and attach the next piece. You need, I think I said four, but you actually need 8 of these to complete the entire top and bottom sections of this one. You would just repeat the same thing. I did add a little liquid glue in each one of them, and I just slide that longer piece into the little tab, and then slide the little tab into place on the last one. This is the most finicky part about this whole box, is getting these lined up just right. I do find that if I use my pick tool or the bone folder to get in there and press everything a little bit better, it works a little bit better for me. But I have big hands, so that's an issue for me. But I'm just going to attach that bottom one. I did do the second one off camera after I got the first one on, but you do it the exact same way. Just follow the etched lines and put them around, just like I attached this one down here. This is actually the one at the top. So we're going to go ahead and finish pressing this into place. I'm just making sure everything's lined up right. I have a tendency to let them get off a little bit, so you kind of have to watch that. But I'm going to add a little liquid glue to go ahead and make sure everything gets nice and secure. I find that another little trick to doing that helps that as well. So we're just going to go ahead and press these into place. I'm holding them just slightly, and we'll do the second one as well. There's that one done. And now we're going to go ahead and do our top of our clock and our bottom base. So I'm going to go ahead and do the top part, the peak first. And this way I found if you use the tearing tape, it worked much better. It worked on one side only and assembled that one side. It was so much easier than the first time I put this together. You just want to press those make sure your corners are all lined up, press the little triangle in together, press it down, and everything went together super beautifully this time. And then all I had to do was fold up the front part. I did add a little liquid glue to give it a little bit more time to grab, and I just kind of held it in place until everything was nice and secure. And then I'm going to take and add the inside piece of the box, the top. I first was going to attach this in first, and then I decided that was wrong. I thought that might work a little bit better, but it doesn't. You need to do the closure of the top of the box first before adding this little piece, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. If you do it the way I just did, it makes it off a little bit. So you want to get that inside piece in first, but all you got to do to attach that is just do that little tab I just attached, and then you're going to then center your peak of your grandfather clock. That's so much easier. But that little longer tab in the back, you just attach to the back of it, of the inside of the box, and then the base right there is the same way. Normally I do these as I'm assembling the outside of the box, and I just got a little off kilter making this one. I was a little excited and didn't get it all the way I normally would do it. So I'm just attaching that inside piece and then just holding it into place while it attaches, that glue grabs. And then all I have to do is press down on the inside to make sure everything's grabbing. I use my bone folder for this, or the pick tool. Either way it works until that glue has a chance to grab hold. Now I'm going to do the clock face. I take the piece that the white one I always cut out from that white. It has the little hands of the clock, and then I put the black circle behind. All these pieces are in the die set. I add the stitch circle, and I did sponge around all the edges of all my parts and pieces. Now I cut out the decorative pieces using my Valentine pattern paper, and this is the part that holds the sign on your clock. Total optional. You don't have to do it. I'm thinking that after watching this doing this a couple times, I would probably put this on the back, but I always end up putting it on the front for some reason. But I think if you put it in the back, it would step it back a little bit. I like it more in the front. This is chose the stripe pattern and just put that on the little arm. You don't really see it once you get your sign attached. These are all the side pieces, and I alternated the patterns. I did the stripes at the top, and then did the hearts on the bigger pieces of the hearts along the bottom. I just added liquid glue. All these pieces of the dies are in the set. I'm just there making sure I have the same direction. With my stripes going the same direction, I don't want them going one way, one going the other. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add liquid glue on the two side pieces. And that way I'm just making sure everything's nice and pressed in there and making sure my hearts go the right direction. You know, I do have a tendency to put things upside down. But I'm just going to add that, and then I'm just going to press that into place. I'm going to add just a little bit more glue. I didn't get it close enough to the edge right there, so I wanted to add a little bit more. And then I'm going to do the other side. The tweezers are a lifesaver for all these parts and pieces. It made it super easier to hold, especially with my big old hands. Y'all just don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and press that into place, and then we can work on the front of our gift box. Or I'm going to work on the top. These are my little diamond pieces for the top section, not diamonds, triangle pieces for the top. And I chose to do that same stripe pattern. And on the sides, I did the hearts as well. That way I kept everything nice and consistent. I don't remember how many pieces of 6x6 paper this took. I think it was just the 2, but I may be wrong. It wasn't too many. I mean, I had plenty in the paper pack to get all of this decorated and nice and pretty. But I like having those 2 options for the to get everything nice and cohesive. So we're just going to go ahead and press that into place, the back one. You could totally leave the other 2 sides just like that craft, like the way it is right there, and it would be totally fine. But since I already had cut the little triangles, I'm going to go ahead and put those on there as well. Then we'll do the other side, and I'm going to add, so you can see I needed to add a little bit more glue because I didn't get it all stuck down. I did switch glue. I like the Barely Art glue for this type of thing because it dries a little bit faster, and the Nuvo glue. So I'm going to go ahead and put that other little side on, and then I cut out a additional square panel for the back. So I'm going to add that on. That way no matter which direction I turn the gift box or someone turns the gift box, there is something there to see. And then this white piece I always put on the back to have a place to write a message. It's just a little extra detail that just makes it a nice little gift. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and add our stitched edge to our door. And there's actually, this is the first layer of the door. That's the second. This is a little stitching area that goes around. And then I'm going to add my little door front. This die, you can actually cut out the door opening. I just find it easier just to cut it out of pattern paper and put it on there, because I'm not usually going to have somebody open that to get anything out. but you totally could if you wanted to, and just close the top of the box after you get everything in, or put a piece of acetate in the window on the inside, and that would be cute as well. So just another idea for that. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the front of our clock box, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the clock face, and we'll get that all attached. All right, I'm going to come in now, make sure that's nice and secure, and go ahead and we're going to attach our clock face and the little arm that holds our sign. I love this die set, and if you're not familiar with it, this came out a couple months ago. There's also one for Christmas and one for Halloween. The additional signs that you can add, you could actually make this a little home decor piece also, and it would be super cute. Now for my little heart here, I'm going to actually double stack this. That's why I attached that red piece first. I'm going to actually add a red and pink heart pattern paper right over that. I wanted it to be a little bit more bulky because I'm going to take the heart that came from that red and I'm going to inset it into the top part. I totally could have left it the graft, but I decided to go ahead and add that in there. Now I'm going to build up this. With this die set, you have different options for the O. You actually have the O in there as well, but I chose to use the little candy confectioner heart gift box, heart shaped gift box for my O. There's also, I believe, a strawberry, and I want to say something else, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not looking at the die set right off the top, but I wanted to use that candy heart box for the O, as take forever to tell you that. So we're going to go ahead and attach our centerpiece of our bow that attaches to that. And I'm going to go ahead and attach my L. And then I do end up scooting it down a little bit after I get this attached. Luckily, it wasn't all glued down, and I could slide it down because I wanted to put the hello die cut in there as well, and I totally forgot. That's why I'm sliding this down real fast before that glue grabbed. And I can add the hello because I had cut that out and totally forgot that I was going to use it until I got that in there. So my whole sentiment for this is hello, love. I just thought it was super cute. And then we're going to add the V. So I'm just adding liquid glue behind that, popping it on, and I will hold it down with a clear acrylic block until that glue grabs. Then I'll do that same thing with the E, and that way I have my entire sentiment on my little sign, and I can inlay that little heart in there, and it just fits perfectly right in there. Now you do want to hold this sign on with some brads, or you could probably use some very small twine or thread some twine through it and hold it. I just always put a couple brads on there and just push it to the back. That way you don't see it. And Lord knows you probably are like me and have a whole set of collection of brads that you don't ever use. I did add some little shimmer to the sentiment by using a Wink of Stella clear brush pen. So I'm just adding that on. Just brushing it right over the letters, and then once that dries, I will add some finishing touches to my parts and pieces by using some white highlight with my gel pen. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. So I'm just coming in with my white gel pen. I think this is the Uniball Signo gel pen. You can use whatever white gel pen you have. Just adding just little subtle highlights right on our letters in our heart candy box. Heart-shaped candy box, and that's a look at the project, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay crafty. Love you.